In today's video, I'll be giving you guys a tutorial on how to do stuff like this, so stay tuned. Welcome back to another video, and this is officially part 2 of the block entities in Minecraft. This video will be containing more advanced stuff and how you can get better at the block entities. And of course, if you haven't seen the previous video, I recommend checking that one out, link in the description. As well as in my Discord, I have a world file and a structure file to download all these commands. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. So first of all, I'll just be giving you guys a showcase or tutorial on the basic setup you will need for all these more advanced stuff using math. So if you've downloaded this before, we're going to use this tower right here, which just doesn't lock variables, and I'll still be showcasing or giving you guys a tutorial right now on how to actually get this normal tower. So first we'll start up with the setup, just to copy this, this, and this, and in this command block you can change the block you want to use. Then for the commands you will need for the cool math stuff, we will need this one, which doesn't lock variables. So we go into this one, boom, copy that, this, this, and this. And basically when you've done all that, you should get something looking like this. Pretty nice. You can go through it, boom, 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 all good. And now to actually showcase how to do the more advanced stuff. So actually using this play animation right here, we can actually edit the variables inside of these command blocks without actually having to go into the command blocks here and edit them, which is very helpful and efficient. For example, if I go in here, type this out and do Z rotation of, for example, 57 I mean. And the reason why we use this play animation, by the way, is because it doesn't have any animation. The animation player attack positions doesn't have any real animation, so that's why we use this one. So it doesn't affect the fox in any negative way. So now if I place this one down and I activate this, as you can see, it did rotate. So we can actually edit the variables in here without actually having to do it manually. So this is basically what we're going to use throughout this whole video. So first up here, this is for the normal rotation. This is just going to make it spin constantly, as you can see right here. And if we were to, for example, change the speed, like 500, it's going to go way faster. And of course, you can change the axis it spins on to X instead, as you can see right here. Pretty nice. And that was basically the rotation. Next up, we have growth. If we flick this lever on, as you can see, you have the command in here. We use 1.1 instead here because it actually grows way faster than it spins. So as you can see, it's going to grow infinitely in size, kind of like a black hole or something. And you can combine the two of these, spinning and growth, to make some cool effects. And the reason why we actually use q.lifetime is because it's a number that constantly increases. It basically counts how long the entity's been alive, so it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, basically. And then the next up here, as you guys might have seen, when I spawn this growth entity, it begins very small and then grows from there. But let's say you wanted to start at normal size and then grow from there. We actually have this one right here, which is growth 2, and then we just started at 1, as you can see right here. So if we flick this lever, as you can see, it then start at small, start at normal size, and then starts growing from there. Pretty nice. Next up here, let's say you wanted to stop after a certain point. That's when we have this one right here, which has the math.min, and it stops at 13. So if we flick this lever right here, as you can see, it's going to start growing until it stops right there at 13. And then you can change where you want it to stop. So let's put it to, for example, let's say 5. And this again, it's going to stop right there. Pretty nice. And there's another variable you can do, which is math.max. And as you guys might know, you know what that means if you've seen the math.min. Anyways, next up here, entity facing you. Just keep in mind, this one is client side. So to kind of explain what client sided is all the different players will see different stuff. For example, if there's another player right there, for him it's going to look like this entity is looking at him instead of me, which is basically what it is. So, and something cool about this, if I go into third person, it's actually going to follow my third person camera, which is quite cool. And as you can see, this is how you do it. Pretty nice. And next up here, this is basically making the entity face. This is not client-sided. This is actually server-sided, which is multiplayer friendly. And this is how the entity, you can make an entity face you, and so on. And if you guys remember the previous video, I actually showcased it in a different way. But as you guys might know, it was a little bit like it was twitching and very like non-responsive in a way. And that's where we use this new method, where we summon an armor stand named Rotation, and then we spawn the fox. And it's spawn a mini one, but let's just do another one. As you can see right here, very responsive, and it's multiplayer friendly. If I were to get another friend over here, it's gonna just look at the closest entity instead of, you know, me, and everybody will see the same thing, which is, yeah, very nice. And I did get some help. I'll put their name on the screen right here. Yeah, I got some help from them, and basically, first one right here, it's for the armor stand. Basically, it makes it so the armor stand gets the temporary scores of Q body rotation facing the player, you know. And then next one right here, this is for the fox. This basically makes it so the fox's rotation copies the armor stand's rotation, which is pretty nice. And the next one right here, this basically TPs the armor stand facing the closest player. Pretty nice. Let's just kill these guys right here. Boom. Now for the final one, which is a fake item. I did actually, I'll put his name on the screen right here. He actually made this. I did tweak it a little bit though to make it look closer to a normal entity or a normal item. But as you can see right here, these look like the exact same, except this one has a shadow, whilst this one doesn't. But as you can see, it's very, very close to being the exact same, and it's pretty cool. And basically, as you can see, these are the commands. Did tweak it a tiny bit, but it's still pretty close to being the same as he had it. And yeah, these are the commands. And as you guys saw from the intro, let's just turn this one off real quick. We have this cool orbital laser that can make this stuff, right? Oops. As you can see right here, this is insanely cool. Looks like an orbital laser. And basically, I'll just put his name on the screen right here. I didn't make this. I actually got it from him. So these are the commands for it. Very, very, very cool, as you can see right here. And these are just for the items the fox is going to have. Pretty nice. And it makes this cool orbital laser. If you've seen Chimera, he makes some cool stuff. He made an orbital laser before, and this one looks very similar to it. So, and now I'll be going through the math operators. As you guys might have seen from the examples I just showed you, most of them contain these math operators. So I'll be going through most of them, not all of them, but the ones I kind of find quite helpful, I put in these commands right here. So first one, this one here, is the sin. So this just gets the sin, you know. Actually, I forgot. I had to turn this one on again. So place this down. As you can see, it's going to start shaking like this. And yeah, pretty nice. Next up right here is cause. Kind of looks the same as sin, but it's a little bit different, of course, as you can see. And you can change the speed, of course, of it shaking by doing something like this. But if you guys remember, we used sin in both the item rotation as well as the laser. So it's, of course, very helpful. And the next one right here, this one rounds everything up. So let's say you have 4.1, it's actually going to round up to 5. So, boom. This is going to be helpful for some math stuff. Next one right here, this rounds everything down. So this is math.floor. If you have 4.9, it's going to round down to 4 instead of going up to 5. Boom. Next up is normal rounding. If you have 4.5, it's going to round up. If you have 4.4, it's going to round down. And this is going to round up to 5, as you can see. Next up here, this is powered. So this basically powers the numbers. So the first number right here, which is the 6th number, this is the number you want to get powered. And the next number here is what you want it to get powered by. So we can do 2 to the power of, like, you know, the second, like this. And you get this right here. But let's do, for example, to power of the 8th or 7th. As you can see, it's going to rotate way more. Next up is random. This is going to get a random number between 0 and 360. You can, of course, change the values here to like 5 and -5. And basically, as soon as you get like random rotation like this, let's get to a bigger range real quick. As you can see, pretty cool. And basically the thing about this one actually gets uses decimals as well. So between 5 and 335, it can get like 2.7 and stuff like that, right? But let's say you don't want decimals. That's why we have this next one right here, which is random.integer. This one right here doesn't get any decimals at all, only full and whole numbers. As you see, pretty nice. Next up here, the final one is square root of a number. So for example, here we have the square root of 64. Click this and boom. And I forgot to say this, but in these parentheses, you can actually put variables in here as well. So for example, we can do the square root of the x rotation like this. X rot like this, boom. Oh, I forgot the v dot x rot. It's gonna be the square root of the actual rotation. So if I were to do, let's do something like, let's get this one right here. I'm just gonna copy this one right here. Let's actually use this, boom. Wait, let me just kill this guy real quick. Boom, and then if we get this one right here and we edit the square root, or not the square root, we edit the rotation, make it 60. Get this lever. As you can see, that the square root, that's why I didn't rotate a lot. For example, if we were to get a new entity, do the same thing. It rotates way more than the other one here, but we use the square root, so it rotated way less. But yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, join my Discord, link in the description, as well as check out my previous video. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.